Iranian state media say that Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei has met with President Masoud Pezeshkian, who's starting his third year in office. They spoke about Iran's economy and the military. The meeting came as Iranian media released a video showing the Supreme Leader teaching a jurisprudence class. Its date and location have not been provided. Well, earlier on Sunday, Iran made a significant change to its national security establishment. Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei appointed Mohsen Rezaei as his representative to the Supreme National Security Council. Rezaei commanded the IRGC from 1981 until 1997. He was also a key figure in the Iran-Iraq War in the 1980s. Let's bring in Abas Aslani, who's a senior research fellow at the Tehran-based Center for Middle East Strategic Studies. Rezaei commanded, as we said, the Revolutionary Guard for some 16 years. What does his appointment tell us about the direction that Iran's national security policy is taking?
Adrian, the role that he's expected to be filling and playing a significant role because the body coordinates between different institutions in the country, specifically within this situation that the country has been experiencing, rounds of conflict with the United States. And he is bringing experience in the military as well as in economy and politics. So that's why they needed to have somebody who could somehow synchronize different bodies of the government. Politically, he is not that much different from his predecessor on security as well. But the role he can be playing domestically or being a balancing act in the country is quite significant in this regard. If the question is that this will bring any significant change to Iranian foreign policy, the answer is no. But this can somehow be addressed in terms of the domestic politics in the country.
You talk about this balance. Does bringing such a senior former IRGC commander into the security establishment strengthen the military's influence over decisions that are made at the political level?
Not necessarily, because the previous top security official also was from IRGC. He was also a commander. Mohsen Rezaei has been mostly known these days as somehow relatively moderate, as well as he is somehow between conservatives and reformists. And that's why, he is being a little bit independent when it comes to the political factions. So that's why they think that they needed somebody who had a experience from the past.
Okay, does he have the authority, perhaps, to sell a compromise to the hardliners? He is, in a position whether he considers himself neither reformist nor conservative, but he is relatively somehow leaning to conservatives. But that's why, because of his also good relations with the leader, he is able to somehow being, as I said, a balancing actor in the country, trying to somehow bring a kind of acting as a bridge between different factions. We are seeing that in wartime, there are serious issues being raised in the country, from economy, which they need to address the situation, to the negotiations with the United States. When it comes to the negotiations, I think it's important to have somebody who's able to reach out to different factions and to talk to them. And that's why he has been picked as a. As we said, the Supreme Leader met with President Pezeshkian earlier on Sunday on the third anniversary of his election. What does Rezaei's appointment mean for him, the president?
Well, in that meeting, they discussed different issues from the war to negotiations as well as economy. And this appointment came after that meeting. There were some discussions and rumors and speculations in the past few weeks that there might be change in some positions, including the Supreme National Security Council. And it seems that they might have had some consultations, because this position, this official needs to be appointed in coordination between president and the leader. So that's why they had their final.
All right, one final quick question. Why make this change now, in the middle of a war and delicate negotiations to end it, if it isn't intended to change something?
Well, the previous top security official, Ali Larijani, he was politically quite a heavyweight. So when he was assassinated, the country was needed to fill the gap very quickly. So that's why, now at the time that they had a bit more time, they are trying to pick someone who is more suitable for this position. And we might be also hearing about new appointments in future, because also military commanders were assassinated, and I think they are just trying to fill those gaps.
Abbas, always good to talk to you. Many thanks indeed. Abas Aslani there.